Hey, ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS, not PS, but PS. That's for purely sexy here, talking about the sexiest man on all internet wrestling radio. It's right, the Southern Playboy himself, Boom Boom, here shaking the room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there way across the pond. The sun's about to come up there in England, and LK is up and at 'em. He's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and slightly hungover. LK, how the hell are you, my friend?
Oh, it's been a long time, Boobs. Yeah, can we do a show that doesn't evolve around NXT maybe one day? That would be very great, Boobs.
That'd be great. You know, I've just had the worst luck. I've actually had to call or message Dave and apologize. It's like, look, I'm sorry, I'm not flaking on you guys intentionally. It's just sometimes some shit happens. Let's see, in the span of a month, my computer has I had to go take that in the shop to get repaired, thanks to Microsoft. Thank you, Windows 10. Then I had a massive snowstorm hit here on the East Coast, so I had to go into work, and on just one day alone, I pulled a 14-hour shift. And then just as of late, I've just been like sleepy and fucking hungry like a motherfucker. Like you would not believe. It's just like, I mean, like hungry. And then like one of the things, like me and my wife have like a few shows that we like to watch on TV. Like as of late, like sometimes when I'm watching them, I fall asleep on the freaking couch. And then by the time I get up, it's like you and Dave, you've already done it. You've already done like 6-hour shows. And I'm like, ooh, I feel like a son of a bitch right now. But hopefully we're going to get back on track here. I didn't mean to flake on you last week because that's what happened with the ROH review. It's like, okay, I'm rushed Ring of Honor. I'm going to review. Oh, fuck, I fell asleep on the couch. Fuck. LK's already reviewed it. Fuck me. But, you know, hey, another day, another dollar. So let's get this show off to a good foot, off on the right foot, if you will. So I got to ask you, man, and this is what we ask on every show in Internet Infantry. We got the chat up and running, so please put your comments, get your questions in. And the first question is the same question we ask on every show: win, loss, or tie. What say you, sir?
I'm going to give it a tie. It wasn't a win for me. I did enjoy the main event. There was some good, there was some bad, there was some ugly. So I'm just going to go strong tie.
Strong tie. I'm going to give it like a weak win. I'm going to be generous because the show kind of started off just kind of and then was still kind of and then it got kind of good, and the main event was pretty good. So it was like the plane was on like a nosedive, and then they just managed to pull it up at the end and keep it from just slamming into the ground. So I'll give it a weak win just by the last couple of matches. I enjoyed that, so congratulations. So congratulations to NXT for that. But all in all, I mean, what was your favorite match out of this? What do you think? What do you think the big newsworthy item was out of it?
I love the main event. I love the structure, how the main event was played out. I absolutely adored the main event. Great main event. I enjoyed the women's match. I enjoyed both women's matches to a certain extent. I preferred the Asuka and Santana Garrett match a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a few hours since I watched NXT, and I knew I was doing an NXT review of Booms, so I knew Booms was running the ship. So I thought, you know what, I can just sit back, relax, and watch NXT on the network. I didn't take no notes, and I'm going to be honest with you. Until you refreshed my mind, I completely forgot what the opener was. So get me to the opener. What a leadway.
Yeah, let's get to the opener here. We had the Hype Bros taking on the Vaudevillains. Now, this match right here, let me just say something about here. This was not your typical Full Sail crowd. I know that NXT at Full Sail, they've had to adjust their TV taping schedule because they're going out and touring a lot more now. So I don't know how many shows they tape in one sitting. Like, I know that, for example, with Lucha Underground, which Dave or somebody's going to review in probably just a few more hours, what they typically do, Lucha Underground, is they'll come in on Saturday, they'll do 2 shows, they'll come on Sunday. Actually, no, I think it's Friday and Saturday. They'll come in on Friday, do 2 shows, come in on Saturday, do 2 shows, take a break for that whole week, come back the next weekend, 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. So I don't know if NXT at Full Sail is doing something like that. I don't know if they're doing, a couple on Friday, a couple on Saturday, or they try to bang out 3 or 4, just all in a row and just knock it out. But that crowd was just dead. I mean, and I was like, I can understand, if you're Raw and you're touring around, yeah, you're gonna get some bad crowds here and there, but I was shocked. I was like, no, these look like the same, Full Sail regulars they have in there, but they were just, I mean, that crowd was done. They were ready to go home. And this was not a great way to start it off. You brought out, the Vaudevillains, who, from whole promo purposes, look like they've been trying to promote now is newly turned heel for some reason, but the only heelish thing that they've done is they refused to shake the hands of American Alpha after they lost to them. And then they had like little vignettes where they quit smiling and frowned. That was all it took. Okay, they're heels now, I guess. But then they brought out the Hype Bros, and they did get a reaction. Not the one they wanted, but they got a reaction. And as soon as they had the Hype Bros, the crowd's like, fuck, boo. It's like, I don't have to deal with Mojo Rawley. Shit. But all in all, I think it was a competitive match. It was a good back and forth here. But the Vaudevillains really didn't do anything heelish. I mean, they did just general tag team wrestling. They did the exact same thing that the Hype Bros did, trying to cut the other man off. The guy on the apron trying to knock him off, isolate the partner. To me, that's not heelish. It's just smart tag team wrestling. But eventually, the Vaudevillains got the win with the Whirling Dervish, which, by the way, is the most awesome name for a finishing maneuver ever. The light of the night goes to Corey Graves for when Mojo Rawley was bouncing all over. He came off a hot tag from Zack Ryder, was bouncing all over the ring, and Corey Graves referred to Mojo Rawley as Slimer. Can we call Peter Venkman? And I was like, oh, there's the point. You get the win. You're done, Corey. You're done for the night. You're not going to top that. But it was an okay match. I will say this, Vaudevillains, again, not looking like a heel tag team. Maybe this is just something to get them started. Hype Bros, I don't know how – I'm not a huge fan of them, especially Mojo. Okay, let me ask you this, okay. Mojo, for all practical purposes, seems like a nice guy. He just seems like he's just up at 11 all the time. Like they turned his amp up to 11. He's like the kind of guy. It's like he's probably good in small doses, but if I had to live with them like a roommate or something, I would have to smother him with the pillow.
Yeah, have you watched the Breaking Ground series on the network?
I need to watch that. I really need to. I've heard. I actually watched one episode of it, and I really liked it. I just don't know why I haven't gone back but I think it's probably something I'm going to do now is go back and just watch Breaking Ground, that whole series.
Yeah, that's definitely like a day marathon kind of gimmick going on there. But I think he came across as an absolute prick on the Breaking Ground TV show. As a 19-year-old guy who's used to people being bubbly like that, I didn't find him entertaining at all. I thought he was a sack of shit. He's just bouncing up and down. It's even in the Performance Center, he's still like that. He's in his house, he's like that. On the road, he's like that. And it was just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, you annoying fucker. His in-ring work doesn't impress me. You know my opinion on Zack Ryder. I don't need to say no more. The Vaudevillains, Gotcha's changed his hair. I think that's about it.
And here's another thing. Aiden English. I need to. Aiden, if you can hear me, people, look, we're on the internet. Clip this video right now and send it to Aiden English. Aiden English, this is Booms here. I'm calling to you live from Richmond, Virginia. Come visit me, bro. I'm serious. Come hang out with me. For one, we'll go to the gym. Not that you need any help. I'm not saying anything bad about your physique. You got a great physique, better than mine. Maybe you can give me a few pointers. But I'm going to take you to the tanning bed because it looks like you have been in your basement for the past 6 months. Now, working out, I will say that. You've been working out in your basement, but you have had no speck of sunlight touch you for 6 months. Then the next place I'm going to take you is I'm going to take you to the Wendy's drive-thru and just get you like a Baconator or something, like the big one. Because, son, when I see your ribs sticking out inside of your chest, I'm like, my initial instinct is to give you a cheeseburger. So, Aiden, if you can hear me, bro, come and hang out with me. Dude, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for your cheeseburger. Just come and eat. I'm just looking out for you, bro. I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah, I think he needs to up his diet when it comes to his carbs and protein. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get one live comment. It's from some guy called Alvarez. He put, seriously, guys, WSO yesterday, Lucha Underground is what's up. The reason we're not doing a Lucha Underground review first is because Dave wanted to do that. Okay, so no, we're not picking NXT over Lucha Underground. We did it because our boss, the man who pays us the big bucks, told us to.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
just to
said
clear that up.
sarcastically. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Dave Coco was like, "Oh man, I'm so busy all the time. I've got 37 novels coming out. I run 82 companies around the world. I employ 9,000 people. I've got 50 kids, 7 wives, 12 mother-in-laws, and pretend that math makes sense. I'm so busy. I can't do NXT. Barely have enough time to do Raw. I can't do SmackDown. I can't do main event. I refuse to do TNA. I can't do Ring of Honor. But you know what, you guys? But just say Lucha Underground for me. Just say Lucha. Oh yeah, we see how that goes. Yeah. So yeah. And speaking of our viewers, Ray Mastini, Andy Paps. By the way, I was scared he wasn't going to be here. He's here now, so thank God he's here. The previously mentioned Mr. Alvarez is here. So, guys, we love your questions. We love your comments. Keep them coming. And by the way, thanks for the compliments. Some people are glad I'm back, and they're saying I'm looking younger now with my sexy haircut. Yep, finally, yeah, I had to get the ears lowered, my friend. Yeah, it was time. It was time. I was a shaggy mess there. But you ready to go to the next part here?
Let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll here. Real quick, they had a match here between Carmella and Emma, and now they did a sit down, like a recap of a one-on-one interview with Carmella with Tom Phillips. Was it just me, or did it sound like Carmella was losing her accent? You know, her accent was coming in and out during that interview. Was that just me, or you know?
Yeah, it felt like a shoot star. It felt like I was watching a kayfabe commentaries interview. So yeah, they did a good job in that. He made her feel more real as a human being, more of a connection involved. I liked it. I liked the promo a lot.
Okay. All right. Okay, so then we had Carmella versus Emma, who Emma comes out with Dana Brooke, and there's another thing, and this is, I don't know if you're going to get this reference okay, but she looks like Siren from Mortal Kombat 3. If you've ever played that video game, I had it on, this is, going way back, I had it on Sega Genesis. This is back during the 90s. She was a character on that game. She was like Melina and Katana's mother or whatever. Because Dana Brooke, she came in as like blonde, like so blonde it was almost white. And I know what she was trying to go for now. They were trying to go for this job where her hair looks silver. Her hair doesn't look silver. It looks fucking gray. It just looks like you've put like this, this long gray wig on this woman who's like in her 20s. So she, in my opinion, she looks a little ridiculous. But enough of that. Carmella and Emma tied up. Carmella actually looking pretty good in the ring. Emma, she's a naughty little Aussie. I still love her. Eventually, Carmella, she gets the win, but not in a very impressive fashion. She gets a pinfall via the backslide. So I thought it was an okay match. I know they're trying to, build up Carmella because she's got that title match with Bayley. Emma is a great veteran to put her in the ring with. It gives her some credit. Now, she didn't get like this just overwhelming, oh my God, huge win. In fact, I don't even know what Carmella's finishing maneuver is. If anybody could tell me that, let me know. If you actually, no, seriously, if you know what Carmella's finishing maneuver is, let me know because I don't think I've ever seen it. But she gets the win. A good build here. Now, do you smell a rat? Do you smell something like I know that Bayley has kind of changed her tune as of late, where she's kind of more open to going up to the main roster up on WWE. Do you smell something like maybe they're going to try to do something where they'll swerve it to where Carmella? I mean, if you're going to go lame, I mean, yeah, you could turn Carmella heel. Oh, I was using, whatever. I had the opportunity here and I took it. Don't boo me now. I'm not a bad guy. Whatever. I just did what anybody else would do. Or do you think Bayley's going to hold that title and probably hold it or drop it right around Mania?
Yeah, I think we got the Mania drop, and I think we got it to Asuka. I think we're going to build to a Asuka Bayley Dallas.
Dude, I just thought about this. Do you think that Bayley will be the after Mania surprise?
Probably, because then if she drops the NXT strap at the Dallas show before Mania, then have her debut on the Raw after Mania, you could then, if it doesn't work out in the main roster, fingers crossed it does, but if it doesn't, you've got an automatic storyline back to NXT saying, hey, look, I never got my rematch. So it's a safe way of doing it.
Yeah. Now, do you see them like maybe giving the belt to Asuka, Do you see him put it on Carmella, or do you see him? And this is WWE we're talking about here. It's NXT, but it's still run by WWE. Do you see them maybe going, you know what? Let's piss everybody off. Let's put it on Ava Marie.
No, because then Dave Cook will be screaming. That will be the only time he makes an appearance on the NXT review. He'll be coming on here. He'll be screaming, saying, "Apologize to Rick Rude." Because Booms, I don't know if you watched the Raw review, but
I did.
Did you get right? So basically, everyone who didn't watch the Raw review, we now have a new saying: if someone says they are over with the crowd because they're so shit at wrestling that they get insane heel heat, like Baron Corbin, like Eva Marie, like Brie Bella, they are not great heels, and they need to apologize to Rick Rude. That's the saying. Apologize to Rick Rude. That's the saying. There's a meme. Some guy on Twitter, I completely forgot the guy's name. He made a meme. It's absolutely incredible. It's Punk saying to Vince McMahon, apologize to Rick Rude. It's absolutely hysterical. So that's what we're going to go with. But back to the original point of Bayley debuting. I don't know who, not Bayley, whoever's going to knock off NXT. I'm thinking Dana Brooke for some reason. But that was the point originally. Right, I have two answers. First, I think they're going to put the belt on Asuka. Secondly, I think Dana Brooke's hair, that's the new trend that's going on. Like people just above my age, like 22, 23, 24, 25. Those type of women in England anyway, they're starting to do that with their hair. Like it's a genuine trend. Like, so when you're stood behind a girl and you see this grey hair, you're like, is that hot? Is that 25 or is that 65? I'll keep my mouth shut. You know, you don't want to say to your friend, oh, look at that hot bird in front. Oh shit, she's 65. Like, come on. Sort that out, ladies. Sort it out.
Wow. So I thought it was an okay women's match, but then we get into the thick of things. Now, this is where I felt like maybe WWE kind of dropped the ball. They did mention about last week that three-way match where both Zayn and Samoa Joe got Baron Corbin to tap in that three-way, and then William Regal trying to make his decision. I really think they should have started the show with that. Not necessarily the decision, but just to say, hey, here's what happened here's how we left the show last week. William Regal is going to make his decision a little bit later tonight. But first, let's go to the ring with a tag team match, and we could start that. But I really feel like the WWE kind of dropped the ball with this. But then we get into it, and then we find out that William Regal says the only fair way to do it is to have a rematch, but only between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. So I like that. And, of course, Corbin's pissed off. And I like the interviews they did both with Zayn and Samoa Joe. Zayn going, it's like it's out of my hands, but I hope William Regal makes the right decision. I think I've got a pretty good claim to it. And Samoa Joe didn't want to say anything. He wanted to beat up the guy who asked the question. I think that was perfectly executed. I just wish they would have done a lot of this stuff at the beginning of the show, because I felt like they ended on a cliffhanger. This is like any other show. Like I just watched Arrow. They had one hell of a fucking cliffhanger tonight. I'm not spoiling anything, but they had kind of a cliffhanger like, ooh, I want to see what they're going to do next. That's where they needed to pick back up, and they didn't. But this is just coming from a guy. I actually work in television. Granted it's news, but still I work in television, and that's just something that if I leave the audience hanging, I want to pick them right back up where they left off the week before and get them right into it.
The way I see it is that they want they're completely different to Raw, so they start off with a match, and B, they promoted it the whole night. They promoted the cliffhanger from last week, so they're doing what WWE isn't doing, and that's promoting the show, not presenting it. They promoted their main event, they promoted the announcement, and then they promoted next week's main event from UCF. That's promotion. That's called promoting your business. That's not rocket science. It's not brain surging ideas here. It's just common sense. But little touches like that, little nuances like that, compared to watching Raw on a week-to-week basis, it's so refreshing seeing a company actually promote. That's what I love about Ring of Honor. Like last week, I would put that over big time. They promoted the fuck out of the pay-per-view. They promoted the fuck out of next week's show, and it makes it feel important. It makes you not want to miss it. Next week's Raw, okay? What matches have been announced? None. What segments have been announced? None. I'm not looking forward to Raw because I don't know what's on Raw. Like, if they announced next week, okay, for instance, you're going to get Kalisto versus Neville, at least it's something to promote and you can get excited over, social media can get buzzing for it, speculation online, get people talking. They don't. They're just tune into Raw, authority promo. It's just the same structure every week, and it's so frustrating to watch. So that's why I was so happy and chuffed to see NXT promote the fuck out of their shows, and it really is a good job from whoever the fuck is doing this shit.
I mean, right now, I already know 2 matches that are going to happen with NXT right now. I already know that Carmella versus Bayley for the women's title. That's coming down the line. I know that we're going to have a rematch. We're going to have Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. We know that, and this is a good segue here, we know that Enzo Amore and Colin Cassady are eyeing a rematch with Dash and Dawson. Speaking of that, that brought them out. Dash and Dawson responded to Alex, I think was Alvarez. I'm sorry if I messed up his name. And they just kind of, brushed him off and said they can want it all they, want these titles all they want, but they can never win the big one. And then they just kind of walked off. And then you had Enzo Amore and Colin Cassady take on a couple of Jamokes. That's what the word they used. I kept thinking Jamocha milkshake from Arby's. And by the way, if you've not tried one of those, you need to try one. It'll change your life. It's great. It's like this mix. It's like a milkshake. It's kind of like chocolate and coffee flavored mixed together. It's really, really good. It's so bad. It's so bad for you, but it tastes so good. Anyway, enough of that. It was a squash match. They never even announced these guys' names, but they just beat the crap out of them. So I thought it was okay. So, but what do you like in the new? Are you liking the new path of Amore and Cassady, or do you think they're going to be the ones to gain the titles? Here's what I'm thinking. This is going to be my question to you. Okay, do you think that Enzo Amore and Colin Cassady are going to be the last? This is their last hurrah. They're getting called up to WWE, or do you think they're going to be the ones who take the belts off Dash and Dawson, or this is what I love the or here, or do you think they're going to turn it to a 3-way? You're going to have Dash and Dawson versus Enzo Amore and Colin Cassady versus American Alpha.
I think they're going to go the third option. I think they're going to have American Alpha win the title because they're red hot at the minute. Then you can have them pin Dash and Dawson, because then you can put Amore and Cassady up the night after Mania. If by a few weeks into it, the crowd just don't care about them, put them back down to NXT, work the program again with Dawson and Dash against Amore and Cassady, saying, hey, look, we never got our rematch for the NXT title. That way you're playing it completely safe. Also, I've been saying this on this show for fucking months now. You should not have Amore and Cassady win the NXT tag straps. You should not have them, because that's an automatic story heading into the main roster. I'm again going to compare it to Chris Benoit. For 4 years, he went after the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Then when he won it at WrestleMania 20, it was that much more special, because for 4 years, everyone said, look, you can't win the big one. You can have title match after title match. You can't win the big one. And then when he did, he was a made superstar for life. Well, until he ended his. But that's a different point. At Cass and Amore, imagine this. So you can't have them win the NXT tag titles, and you go up to the main roster. Commentators, if they did their job right, should enhance the story by saying, look, they never won the big one. They never won the NXT tag titles. And I'm going to be honest with you. Michael. I don't think they can win the big one here. And then keep promoting that. And then when they do at WrestleMania, when they win that big one, it's going to be the most special moment, and they're going to be superstars for life. It's a slow burner, but if done correctly, can be one fucking magnificent storytelling in a time when storytelling is, quite frankly, non-existent. So I just fucking pray they go down that route. I've been saying that for months, and I fucking hope they do.
I think so, and I like the new attitude that they're taking. I like, and I've said this the past couple of weeks in a row about them, is I like the new attitude. I like showing that they have a good range now. They can, because you don't want to, if you're doing good at comedy, you kind of doom yourself, because you kind of get into Santina Morella, territory where you're only doing goofy stuff and you can't be taken seriously. And if you do try to be serious, then the crowd doesn't really know how to react. So I kind of like that they can be serious. They could still be entertaining. They could still be over. They can still be a little goofy. They can play either side of the fence. I like that. Next year we had another women's match. We had Asuka taking on Santana Garrett. Yeah, I about fell out my chair when I saw that, because I've actually heard a lot about Santana Garrett as of late. I know she is the NWA World's Women's Champion. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. And they didn't have very long in that match, but those two actually made the most of what little time that they had. Santana Garrett, I mean, she did not look like a slouch. We've come off like 2 squash matches, lately on this show, and I was like, okay, here we go. No, she did pretty good. She had a side Russian leg sweep. She held her own. She got a few hits in. She got a submission hold in. Ultimately, Asuka, with her hip-based attack, and this is what scares me here about Asuka maybe moving up, is, she likes to use her butt and her hip sometimes as an offensive maneuver. I am just so worried that WWE is that's going to be her thing. She's a girl from Japan who likes to use her butt as a weapon. Dude. I'm scared that they're just going to see that and go, well, that's her gimmick. But ultimately, Asuka got the win with the Asuka lock.
I was watching this match, and all I was thinking is, Taguchi, the funky toilet, or I call him the funky toilet, the funky weapon from New Japan.
Yeah.
She did the ass thing, and she did exactly the same. But I was checking out some notes. That's what if you heard the rattling of the pages, I did a Shine 31 review several months ago, I think, on this channel,
which you can watch here on YouTube. Go like, subscribe our channel. LK's got you covered.
Indeed, and it was the main event for the Shine Championship. It was Santana Garrett versus Allison Kay. Okay, honest review here. 1 star. I gave it 1 star. 1 fucking star. So everyone's saying that this Santana Garrett is one of the best workers in all the business. I've watched 1 match of hers, okay, 1 pay-per-view of hers, okay. And I thought she was fucking atrocious. But with that being said, 5 months later, this match of Asuka, she impressed me. She impressed me a lot, and hopefully that was her putting her finger out. Hopefully that is, because all the talk has just been recently of this Santana Garrett. So I don't want to just be one of those guys to jump on the bandwagon, but I just wanted to relive and see what star rating I gave that match. Because if he's thinking that I just did that because I'm a sexist bastard, then you're an imbecile. Because I gave a 4 star there for Anthena versus Vanessa Craven. Yeah, a 4 star there for Lufisto versus Havoc. So I was given high star rating. It's just she was in the main event and it stunk. So heading into this match, with that in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, this is going to be bad. And she impressed me. So fucking if you listen to this, Santana Garrett, you beautiful, sexy whore, you did a good job.
You know how to woo the ladies there, LK.
Dude, I've been around Coco too long now.
Ladies, he's available. No, I've just heard a lot of buzz about her, and it's like, okay, I'm going to see what the buzz is about. No, I like the match. I'm hoping this was maybe like a tryout. I hope she doesn't wind up in blue pants territory where she just comes in and jobs, but maybe this will lead to something big, I'm really hoping it does. Then we get to the main event time. It's Apollo Crews versus Finn Balor. Now, I'm going to tell you, to be honest, I thought for a second, I was like, okay, here we go. Oh, no, this match kind of sucks. They're just doing nothing but headlocks. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's picking up. Okay, this is getting excited. Holy shit, I think Apollo Crews has got a chance here. Are they going to do the upset? No, the champ's going to retain. And they just kept going back and forth. But eventually, Finn Balor, he hit that drop kick into the corner, followed up by the coup de grace, and then pulled out the Bloody Sunday and got a pinfall victory over Apollo Crews. I think it was a great match. Of course, afterwards, Balor helped up Crews. They shook hands. They raised each other's hands. Wow, this was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that they finally got to finish what they started. They finally concluded this chapter. I like how Apollo Crews, man, I think what Finn Balor's called up, Apollo Crews is one of my picks to be NXT champion. Maybe you could tell me, okay, but Apollo, like here's what I want to see. I either want to see Sami Zayn become the first ever 2-time NXT champion. I want the belt to be put on Apollo Crews. Now I know a lot of people want it to be on Samoa Joe, but I think if they're going to put it on a heel, call me crazy, and you're free to do that. I think they might go if they go with a heel champion. I got a feeling they're going to go with Baron Corbin.
So do I. Sadly. As for the match, when it pertains to the match, I love this match. I loved how they told a great story in there. Look, at the start, neither man wanted to make a mistake. They were sticking to the fundamental basics because neither man wanted to make a mistake because they respected each other, which is the story of the match. They respected each other. They're friends backstage. And at the end with the handshake, good storytelling. And then it gradually build and build and build. And it was like, holy fuck, bomb, spot. Work rate was top notch. Went about 15 minutes. Great length. Great main event. Fucking phenomenal. Just if you watch anything from this show, watch that match in its entirety. Don't feel like skipping the headlocks. It's a good enhancement of the story. I enjoyed the headlock bit at the start. Good bit of English world of sport, hold to hold magic.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. And and Apollo Crews, I'm really big on this guy. He's just got a great physique. He's got.
Oh, don't say that. Jesus Christ, boom. Oh, have you watched DK versus LK? It's a new series me and Coco do on the channel.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. I need to check. Okay, I'll check that out. I didn't know that show has been posted. Okay, I'll check that out.
Check that out. One of the topics was body shapes in pro. Should you be in shape if you're in pro wrestling? Okay, so I used Kevin Owens, and I said several times I love Kevin Owens. I respect him as a worker, but as a professionally paid athlete, as a professionally paid athlete, for fuck's sake, you should be in shape. Do you agree with that point? Kevin Owens is a bad example. Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, Bull Dempsey, paid athletes should be in shape. I am not against fat people. How many times do I have to say this? Because in the comments, it's just, LK's wrong, he just hates fat people. No, I don't hate fat people. Fuck me. I just think professionally paid athletes should be in shape. If I watch NFL, I want to see muscular men hit each other. I don't want to see some fat fuck. It's the way professional. Oh, for God's sake, that's only why a select few people are pro wrestlers. Like, why doesn't that sink in? Oh, what's your opinion on this? Before we move on, what's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion is there are different types of. There are people who have different body types where it's kind of like what we call skinny fat, where you're in I guess, for lack of a better term, in good shape. You just have a large, it's just your body type. Like Samoa Joe is not going to get any smaller because that's just his body type. And I think that people like, Kevin Owens, I think they could run circles around us. I think their cardio is beyond anything we could even imagine right now. So it just depends on what your definition of is in shape. What is in shape? Someone who can do a lot of cardiovascular, can run around. Is it how much they can bench press? Is it just if they have abs? Just what do you consider? I think it's just kind of wide open there, in my opinion.
My excuse was, if a casual viewer, just a casual television viewer turns on that TV, they see Kevin Owens walking down that ramp, they're going to say, who's that fat guy? They're going to say it. It's been said numerous times. My mum is a casual viewer. Mm-hmm. My mum's a casual viewer. She doesn't watch it. She watches it now and then when Brock or Taker's on. That's the only time she'll show any interest. She'll ask to see those segments. When she comes downstairs, she said, who's that fat guy? Bo Dallas, she's the same. Who's that fat guy? Because they're, in their mind, in casual viewers, professional wrestlers, big, jacked up guys. Now, again, I don't like big, jacked up guys because they can't wrestle, the majority of them. So there is a middle ground. It's called Dolph Ziggler. It's called Dean Ambrose, Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay. That middle ground weight, which is the perfect weight. In my opinion, 2016, when you think of a pro wrestler, Dolph Ziggler, that size, that look. I don't know. If I ran a wrestling company right now in the UK, Dolph Ziggler's body shape would be main eventing. It would be main eventing, period. That's the body shape that me as a... You got to remember, I'm a fan of this, okay? This isn't a professional opinion. This is just my opinion. I've grown up on 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004 as a young kid. So in my mind, I'm picturing Benoit, Angle, Austin, Rock, H, Hogan, Taker, Kane, in my mind. That's what stars are. Now I'm seeing guys like Kevin Owens, who's in worse look shape than me. Bo Dallas, worse look shape than me. Baron Corbin, he's tall. He could... I just don't understand it. And I don't want to go, well, this is going to be the end of this because I know there's going to be loads of heel heat in the section. I just want to clarify because I saw so many comments saying I'm against fat people. I'm not against fat people. I just believe in my heart pro wrestlers should look like professionally paid athletes, so that when I go to my friend and I say, hey, look at he's the WWE Heavyweight Champion. Oh, Roman Reigns, he's that big jacked off. Yeah, nah. If you went up and said, look, Triple H, he's the world champion of WWE. Okay, I can see that. He looks like a motherfucking badass. You go up to him and go, this Kevin Owens, he's the WWE Heavyweight Champion. Who's that fat guy? Like, that's just my opinion. I just might be looking at that from a completely wrong perspective. Again, I love Kevin Owens, but boy, we'll go to some live comments, boom. Let's go to some live comments.
But I'm just going to finish my point real quick. I was just saying that I like Apollo Crews. I like his physique. He's got a lot of charisma. He can wrestle. He's got what we call a Pepsodent smile. He's the kind of guy that I want to put on TV. I want to put him on TV with that NXT title and just go, wow, look at this guy embodies, NXT. Look at him. I mean, this is a great athlete. I mean, he feels like he'd be a great ambassador, good baby face. I think kids could get behind him. I think the guy could, also get adult fans. That's just where I see him right now, in my opinion. So I think NXT is going to be in good hands once the likes of Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, that crew is called up. If he hangs around, I think they're all going to be in good hands. That's the point I was trying to make. So.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just went on from the biggest tangent in the world. It's been grinding my gears because I haven't had the forum to say it because I haven't been there, haven't been at home. We'll get to some live comments. Here we got Rey Mysterio gives the show a tie. Andy Paps going to give NXT a week win. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio puts Lucha Underground is first for me on Wednesday nights. I wish I could too, but me and Booms are stuck with NXT.
Yes, we are.
Rey Mysterio puts Booms, why don't you review Raw?
Well, that's simple, Ray. It's my work schedule. I have to go on Mondays. I go into work at 5 a.m. So I'm usually up here at 4 a.m. my time, getting out of bed, getting a shower, shaving, getting dressed, everything, headed out. So for me to do that, be able to get up and function at work, I have to call it. And I usually get in the bed about 7, 8 o'clock my time. And so I just can't watch it. And that's why I don't review it. And to be honest, I really don't miss it. I really don't miss Raw. I listen to Dave and LK, and God bless them, LK, got no sleep. He got maybe like an hour or two of sleep. He says, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to power through this. I'm going to get up. I'm going to watch Raw. He watches the most mediocre fucking Raw ever. And he's just like, what am I doing with my life? And I don't have to worry about that. I get to watch good shows. I get to watch, NXT. I liked NXT. I get to watch Lucha Underground. I get to watch Ring of Honor. I mean, I get to watch all this other stuff. I mean, it's great. I try to watch New Japan whenever I can. I'm hoping to explore some more alternatives, if somebody can send me some fucking links to Evolve, stuff like that.
Oh, I found some free ones. I found today. I was going to send you them, but because I just got home because the site I use uploaded 53 and 54. I'll send you the links up.
I'll have to check those out because I really want to check it and see what all the hype's about. So, awesome.
You got to watch the Tommy and Chris Hero versus Zack Sabre Jr. Sami Callihan. That's 5 stars easily.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Enjoy. Yeah, I'll send it to you after the show. Rey Mysterio puts, did you watch TNA? If you did, what do you think of the show? No, I did not, and no, I'm not going to. Coco watched an hour and turned it off in disgust. Booms, you watch TNA?
I have not since they've been on Pop.
Andy Paps put, what are your thoughts about the TNA product so far in 2016? Have you watched any shows? No, you just said you haven't. I watched the opening 2, did reviews on them. I was just like, okay. And then the third one, I got an hour in. Fourth one, half an hour in. And now it's at the point where, I don't want to watch Hardy versus Hardy. I don't want to watch Hardy versus Angle. I have, it's so hard reviewing a show you have zero interest and zero passion for. And the funny thing is, if you saw me back in 2009, 2010, I was the biggest TNA mark in the world. Impact over Raw, Impact over a WWE pay-per-view. It was insane. And to what it is now, it saddens me. But no, my thoughts on TNA product are, I have no passion, so I just don't care. It's like watching Monday Night Raw. You just don't care. Rey Mysterio puts, what are your thoughts on the iconic Matt Hardy? I think he's a fat fuck. You? Swoop, yep, don't blame me. Rey Mysterio, LK, I finally dumped my girlfriend thanks to you. Okay, I don't know what I did, but cool. Booms, you look younger every day from Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
Coco is God, damn it, from Rey Mysterio. The 7076er puts NGPW. Okay.
Yeah, I love me some New Japan.
I agree.
I wish they would have, that's another thing. I wish they would have, like, I even sent New Japan a tweet. I said, like, look, if you will get full-time English commentary, I will watch more. I will buy a subscription to New Japan World. I know they just announced, Jim Ross taking over commentary duties, but that's on AXS, and all that is just they take stuff that happened last year and they play it and they just record English commentary over it. That's all that is. Now, if it was, okay, Jim Ross is going to, go to the studio in Los Angeles. They're going to ship in brand new episodes of New Japan stuff that's going on right now and have him do commentary for it. Oh, fuck yeah. But to me, it's just like, I think I'm sorry. I know it's a big get, but I think it's a waste of money. I mean, if you're going to pay that money to have Jim Ross do commentary, have him do like the fresh stuff, do the stuff that's happening now rather than stuff that happened a year ago. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think Ross likes it because of the schedule. He only has to go like 6 times a year. I think I've heard on this show. So Matt might be one that's winning.
Of course he does.
Stealth Alvarez puts, boom, I think I've seen you before. I live in Richmond as well.
Well, Steph, you've either probably seen me at the Kroger or the Gold's Gym because that's the only 2 places I go outside of home and work.
Raymond Stanley puts, do you think Joe or Balor are debuting the Raw after WrestleMania?
Ooh. Balor, yes. Samoa Joe, I don't know. But Balor, I think he's coming after Mania.
I think I'm going to have a lot of debuts at the night after Mania. A lot. Andy Paps put, anytime Dave turns off Impact, the shows get better. Maybe that's why they've been so shit, because Coco is watching them.
There you go.
Roman Stanley puts, Road Dogg said on his Twitter that wins and losses don't matter in regard to Owens losing. Oh, for fuck's sake. He then puts, he's a corporate arsehole. Oh, I just have no time for Road Dogg. He's there like, I just don't care. Roman Stanley puts, what's your favorite WWE game? What's yours, Booms?
I haven't really played any WWE games in a while. I think the last one I played, I think it was on PlayStation. PlayStation 2 was the last one that I played. That was WWE 2008. I think it was 2007. Because this is the one that had the ECW crew on there too. I mean, it's old. I mean, it's the last one that I played. But my favorite one that I played was the one. I think it was either WWE Attitude or WWE SmackDown. It was like the second game that came out on PlayStation.
Oh, dude, SmackDown. It was just WWF SmackDown. I remember being about 5-6-year-old and just absolutely loving the fuck out of that game.
God, you're making me feel old. Fuck you.
Dude, that was such a good game. And my personal favorite was, I loved Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown. 2K16 is okay. Like, I've played it on both the PlayStation 3 and the 4. It's so much different. If I had a PlayStation, if I was giving you advice, don't buy PlayStation 3 2K16 because it's the same as fucking 2K13. Stick to, if you don't have a PlayStation 4, I wouldn't waste the money on buying 2K16. I'll put that money towards getting a PlayStation 4. LK, you must know who Tanya Tate is. Yeah. I have no clue who that is.
Yeah, because all you English people know each other, right? I mean, it's a country of like 50 million people? Maybe that's a little exaggerated. Yeah, you totally all know each other there.
Dude, who the fuck is Tanya Tate? Oh, I don't know. Wednesday night is Saving Wrestling. Vince likes Balor, so I don't think he'll be buried. Does Cornette work for GFW? No, I don't think so. I think Cornette
does.
I know Cornette because I listened to his interview on MLW when he bashed Lucha Underground. That was very fucking funny, actually. Well, it's not funny what he said, but it's just funny how idiotic he is. But that's his opinion. There's part of me that understands him because he's saying as a sport, it makes it look like a joke. That I understand. But it states so many times it's a television show. I literally want to say to him, it's not a wrestling show. You're saying this is the worst wrestling show you've ever watched. No, it's not a wrestling show. It's a TV show. Fucking hell.
It's a telenovela, if you
Yeah.
will. It's basically a TV show about a wrestling promotion. But even if you want to say, okay, well, it's not. Yeah, it is kind of it is a sport because people have to earn title shots. I mean, you have the Gift of the Gods title. I mean, think about that. The Gift of the Gods title, you have to earn a medallion, so all the matches on that matter. Then if you get a medallion, then you got to fight 6 other people in a one fall to the finish match here. Then if you win that, you get the Gift of the Gods title. Then you have to defend that title and pick your spot of when you're going to cash it in. And plus plus to challenge for the Lucha Underground Championship, you have to keep on the winning side. I mean, yeah, so wins and losses matter. Yeah, it is kind of a sport. The way, it's a little more extreme, but yeah, it's still a sport. I mean, they're not going out and going, well, wins and losses don't matter. Yeah, ain't that right, Road Dogg?
How many writers do NXT have? I don't know, but they don't have as many as Raw. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why it's working out is because you don't have, that saying too many cooks spoil the soup.
Yeah, too many chefs in the kitchen, nothing worse. Would you think Corbin will get the NXT Championship from Army Ann? Yeah, I think he will. That saddens me a lot.
I think if, like I said earlier, I think if they're going to put the title on a heel, I think Baron Corbin will be that heel because I think the powers that be are really behind him because he's a NFL washout and Vince McMahon can masturbate to his photos.
Then Rey Mysterio bashes straight shoot. Good job. Any thoughts? This is from Army Ann. Any thoughts about Breaking Ground behind NXT? With the story of Dana Brooke after watching, I have a whole new perspective of her gimmick. She got passion for wrestling. She's a great heel. Whoa, 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 whoa. Army Ann, my friend. I think that's your name. Yeah, I got your name right. How does getting interested in wrestling for just a year now, passion for the business? That's not passion for the business. You can't teach passion for the business. She's a workout freak. Well, not in all due respect. Like, I'm not calling her a freak as in she's a freak. I'm just saying she loves working out. Okay? What they show on Breaking Ground is her working out. That's what she did before. Okay, yeah, she may love the WWE, but she's loved the WWE for 10 months. like if she went on there and said, look, when I was 4 years old, I dreamt of being on NXT. I dreamt on being in the main event of WrestleMania. That's what I've wanted my whole life. Like if Balor was on that show, it'd be, I wanted this since I was 4 years old. That's understandable. No, Dana Brooke's like, yeah, I was in an Arnold Schwarzenegger workout and then WWE signed me. That's not passion. But I understand where you're coming from. But when I watched Breaking Ground, all I saw was she loves to work out. And by the way, she has a fucking great body when it comes to working out. Why are you hiding Meltzer in your closet? I don't want to get started on Dave Meltzer. Oh, here we go. This is a good question. Booms, what's your opinion on Russo? Vince Russo.
I assume he's talking about Vince Russo. I'm kind of agnostic when it comes to Vince Russo. I've listened to his podcast. It's actually on YouTube, and I think it's worth listening to. I don't always agree with what he says, but there's a few things I agree with on, and even the stuff I don't agree with. At least he, lays out why he believes what he does, and here's why I believe what I believe, and lays out the case. I'm like, okay, I don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion. I don't think he's like this huge spawn of Satan that a lot of people have made him out to be. I know jokingly we refer to Vince Russo as the wrestling devil because he put the belt on David Arquette. And, he did some dumb things. And I think even he's even kind of owned up to it now. But, not everything he's done is horrible. So, I just, what can I say? I just don't hate the guy. I think there's some things he does that makes the sense, but he's not, he's not perfect, obviously. He's done a lot of dumb things, but, that's just part of it.
Yeah, that's respectable. Ray Mustani, how was Tuesday? Okay, did you get wasted? No, I didn't get completely wasted because I was so fucking tired by the time I got back from the concert. Concerts take a lot out of you. I went to see Shinedown, Blackstone Cherries, and Hellstorm. Very, very good show. All bands performed well. I didn't get wasted. Because what happened was one friend stayed at home. Well, not at home, at the hotel, because he booked a hotel, and then I got back about a few hours ago from the train and coach journey. And he was just like, yeah, I'm going to go out and buy some drinks. So we went out. He went out. He got 10 Stellas, 10 Budweisers. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then we got a takeaway on the way back. So we were in the hotel. We were all eating. And by the end, I still had about 5 Stellas left. So I was only on about 5 plus what I had at the concert. So I wasn't wasted. I woke up with a little bit of a hangover, but all was good. And I did generally enjoy it. So it was nice to have a refreshing night away for professional wrestling for one night. What else we got? Why you hate Corbin LK from Ray Mustani? I just, again, like Dana Brooke, I just see no passion in the guy. I just think he's a sack of shit. It's like, oh yeah, do you want to come over here and wrestle? Oh yeah, when there's guys like Cruz and Zayn and Balor wanted to do it all their lives. I can't. Any thoughts of Shinsuke Nakamura? Army Ann, I did a podcast on that for an hour and 30 minutes answering your questions on Nakamura about a week ago, so check that out. LK believe to be in shape. Good shout. Pushberry Fire in their primes, booms. This is going to be a fun one. Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, or Batista? Oh, that's tricky.
It is tricky. Let's see. I push Lesnar. I bury Goldberg, and I fire Batista.
Push Lesnar. Box office attraction. He's still in his prime. I say he's in his prime now. Goldberg, but in his prime, he was such a draw. Like, such a draw. I'd go bury Goldberg and fire Batista. It's got to be done. Lately, Raw is just background noise. Good shout. No, I'm not answering that porn question. How would you book Ambrose if he wins at Fastlane? If he wins it,
I'll jump in on that and give you time to think here. No, I think you really could have Ambrose win and go on to challenge for the title because, somebody wrote an article that Dean Ambrose is the underdog champion that everybody's looking for right now. Because when you think about it, he's, the authority took everything away from him. It took away his friends. It took away the Shield. It took away, Seth Rollins and then he came so close to winning the championship like 2 times, only to have it snatched away from him. He had roadblock after roadblock thrown in front of him. He kept getting beat up because of his, because he was friends with Roman Reigns. He was always, putting no-win situations. So I think, and the fans are really getting behind him and really responding to him. He's had to scrap and fight for every spot that he has. He's had to fight for it. I mean, just like a babyface champion, he's been given nothing. He's had to fight for everything. And I think that story if you push that narrative, I think you could have him win at Fastlane, go on to challenge Triple H at Mania, and win the championship and have everybody go crazy. Now, granted, that's not going to happen because it's WWE and they're not in the business of being awesome. But no, I think that could happen.
Yeah, I just don't have any faith in them to do that. I think it's the Roman Reigns show. I think Reigns is going to win.
Oh, yeah.
Because what are you going to do with Reigns if Ambrose, unless they do, no, Lesnar's with Wyatt, what are you going to have Reigns do? I mean, there's not really much left. Unless Reigns go after Taker. I mean, that could be interesting, I guess, but I have no clue. Reigns could go after AJ. They had that little thing at the start of the Rumble, maybe. I have no clue what they're going to do. And I'm going to be honest, I have not a lot of interest either. LK and Booms, would you be a booker or a writer for a wrestling company?
If given the opportunity, I would love to do that. Absolutely.
Depends how much they pay. Yes, I just said it. Depends how much they pay. I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to give my fucking blood, sweat, and tears to a fucking promotion, I want to fucking be paid well. I'm not being like these imbeciles who work for WWE for fuck all. I hope New Japan tours with the US with Ring of Honor. That's from Andy Paps. Yes, they are. They're doing a Global Wars event, which today was announced is going to be on pay-per-view in May. That's good to hear. We done that. Oh, la 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 la. We got some comments from Wrestling Ranting. Make sure you check his channel out. That's Wrestling Ranting.
Absolutely.
RASSLIN. He puts, when Russo says it's because of writers and used Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair as examples, he lost my respect. That's fair enough. At least, again, you're backing up why you saying you'll hate Russo. If you hate Russo just because it's cool to hate Russo, then you're a moron. But he gave a valid reason. That's cool. Booms, when did you get wild?
I don't get wild that much anymore. I used to rock and roll all night and party every day. Now I'm lucky if I can party one time a month. Fuck. Don't get married, kids.
Andy Paps put, the problem with TNA is they try so hard to be WWE instead of trying to be its own company, and they have an identity problem. I completely agree. I mean, you don't even know. He puts after, is it TNA or Impact Wrestling? Like, sometimes they call it the Impact Wrestling World Championship, sometimes they call it the TNA World Championship. There's logos that say TNA, but then on the apron it says Impact Wrestling. You're just there scratching your head like, damn, like, come on. Firstly, I have zero interest in the product at all. Jesus Christ. Wrestling Rant puts, we actually live in the most diverse era of wrestling options in the last 30 years. Yeah, I took a moment.
Indeed.
I took a moment the other day to just breathe in and think, fuck, we have so many alternatives that are all so good. And it really is just refreshing. He goes on like Lucha Underground, TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, Japanese wrestling available, Mexican wrestling. It's just such a great. If you are sat at home right now, you're listening to this and you're like, fuck NXT, not fuck NXT, fuck WWE, NXT's great. There's more promotions like NXT all around the world. Just open your eyes, type into Google a wrestling site, just type in watch wrestling online. Shitloads is going to come up. Just click one. Just be amazed with it. So that's going to do for live comments. So make sure you keep them coming, even if you're listening to this on the archived or video on demand section, whatever the fuck you want to call it, on the YouTube channel. Win, loss, or tie. Booms has been a damn pleasure. You're the best salesman in the business, so you can damn close this bad boy up.
All right, be sure to check us out at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got it covered there on the site. Be sure to check out our news and gossip section, updated daily, along with our very popular video on demand section. Also, be sure to bounce over to prowrestling.me. That's right, it's not a .com, it's prowrestling.me. It's the Pro Wrest Pub for professional wrestling fans. We've got news on there, we've got videos, we've got memes, we've got articles, and it's also an open forum for you, the professional wrestling fan. We welcome fan commentary. So if you've got something you want to say about any kind of situation, if you want to talk about how awesome Lucha Underground is, you can write about that. If you want to make the case for why Dean Ambrose should be the winner at Fastlane and go on to main event WrestleMania, you can lay out your case there. If you're tired of the authority talking, if you're thinking that maybe TNA has turned the corner now that they've been on Pop, you can write it. You can write that blog out. It's absolutely positively free and uncensored, so you can say what you mean and mean what you say and not have to go through any filters. So be sure to check it out at prowrestling.me. Of course, myself, Dave, and LK, we constantly bounce around in there. And of course, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can constantly be plugged into us. We're cranking out shows constantly, so you don't want to miss a single one. And if you happen to miss any, just go back on our YouTube page. You can check out our archives. We've got a Monday Night Raw review up, so if you happen to miss that, go check that out. LK he's done the great honor of reviewing some Evolve and Shimmer. So if you want to check out some of the alternatives, but you're kind of shaky whether or not you should buy it, go on and check out his reviews, then decide if you want to spend the money to go check it out. And of course, we're going to be cranking out reviews on Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor. The Force will start all over with, of course, SmackDown and Raw. So we've got tons of stuff here going on. So be sure to check it out, prowrestling.me.
Dave, you toilet.